Earlier today, Melissa and I jumped in the car and headed up to Eltz Castle. We were really hopeful to catch the castle as it was surrounded by beautiful fall foliage. But as you'll see in the following video, things did not go as according to plan. All right, we made it to Burg Eltz Castle. Right now we're going to do a quick walk around to see where we can possibly set up to get the best photos. Now, I want to just say this real quick. We are not allowed to bring cameras or video equipment inside. So I apologize, we're not going to be able to get inside, but we're going to try to get really good photos outside. So right now, let's go ahead and see where we need to set up. So at this point, we grab the camera bag and off we go. So we really had no idea, how far away it was going to be or what the conditions were going to be like. In the end, we learned that it was a very steep road going down to the castle, and it was wet and covered in leaves. I mean, not terrible, I've walked through worse, but yeah. Now, along the way, we did stop at an overlook, and we saw a really good view of the castle. After we enjoyed the view at the overlook, we decided to move on. I do apologize that this clip was short, but I was up on a very slippery railing and did not feel very comfortable, especially given the fact that I had a lot of camera gear on my back, plus running the gimbal out in front. And the cool thing is, we left that spot and moved a little bit further down, and there was a really nice area where the road curved and it got wide. And we were able to stop and set up. Like, I was able to get the tripod set up, and I'll show you here in the next clip. Okay, we've stopped at our first overlook, and let me show you what we've got going on here real quick. Let me spin the camera around. All right, and this is what we are currently looking at. We've got the D810 set up, and I've already got a shot. You probably won't see it too well. Oops, wrong thing. I hit the wrong button. Kind of need to look through the viewfinder better. But that's kind of what we got earlier. We're gonna move down a little bit further. We're gonna go down this path here, which will wind around to the left, and we'll keep going, and we should get a really good view looking straight in. So let me go ahead and get everything put away and see what we got. Good job, me. I forgot that I was running a polarizing filter on the camera. And that's why there was a dark section on the screen as I was trying to show you what I had taken a picture of. I'll put a picture up of what I actually ended up getting, and at the end I'll include what the edited photo will look like. Actually, I might do a comparison between what I took and what the edits look like. Now, one thing I should have done is, while I was here at this section, I should have switched up my tactics, swapped out lenses, and put the 70-200 on, and gotten a little bit tighter shot of the castle. But, I mean, one thing I ran into is there were a lot more people starting to show up, and they were literally walking right in front of my camera without even acknowledging that I was there doing anything. One couple just set up and were doing like their Instagram photos, and when they moved on, a bunch of, like, a whole cluster of people came by and just were milling about right around me, and I'm like, this is not gonna work. So trying to switch lenses and trying to get set up for another shot, just, yeah, I'm sorry, maybe next time. All right, so we're moving along, and hopefully I'm in frame here. Sorry, let's let this car pass real quick. There's a lot more people starting to show up, and so we're gonna have to try to move as quick as we can. But it's great. Get a good walk on. The views are spectacular. Let me spin around real quick. I'll show you what we got. Like, we're walking through here, and it's just gorgeous. And the weather is great. Got a little bit of mist, but it's not that bad. Not like last weekend. If you saw the video about St. Elizabeth's Church, this is a clear day in comparison to that. So we're gonna go a little bit further ahead, and we will catch you in a bit. So as you can tell from the last clip, man, lighting conditions were getting very, very difficult. What happened was the mist we had and the little bit of cloud cover that was there, it just pretty much opened up. And it just got, the lighting was really stark, as you'll see from the next clip. So you'll see. Okay, well, it looks like our lighting conditions have gotten a little more complicated. So we might try to head down the stairs here to the left-hand side and go down to the river and see what we can get. So in theory, it was a good idea to go down the stairs and set up on the little grassy area and get a view of the castle. But we stopped and looked at it a little bit closer, and realistically, it wasn't going to work. The angle would have been really steep. It would have been shooting up. And anybody who knows, you take a picture of the building, and you get this, kind of looks like the building is leaning back, because you get these really bad converging lines. So ultimately, we just didn't do it. Okay, well, didn't work out as well as I was hoping. As you can see behind me, the sky is really blown out. What I would need to do is set up and do a composite shot where I do one shot for the sky, one shot to get the shadows in really well, and another shot to get the castle, which I'll try to pan over so you can see without getting too much flare. It's right over here over my shoulder. There's also a bunch of people just kind of milling out. So what we need to do next time is come down earlier and just spend some time getting the shots we want. But all in all, still not bad. We're gonna drop everything off and probably come back down and go take a tour. All right, so with the idea of still possibly doing a tour, we decided to walk back to the car park and get everything put away. The shuttle that came down was chock full of people, and there were so many people milling about just in front of the walkway going to the castle. It was nuts. So we made our way back up this really beautiful like footpath, all heading back up, and it was a long walk, a lot longer than we expected. And by the time we got back to the car, I was very tired. I was sweaty and just needed to get a drink of water and have something to nibble on. So Melissa and I stopped and we discussed our plan of action. Do we really want to go down and take a tour? Do we want to maybe just move on and come back later? Well, we did some digging, and unfortunately the castle, the days it's open are like 1 April through 1 November. Well, I mean, it's 27 October right now, so this coming Friday is the last day it's open. But here's the cool thing. The grounds are still open pretty much all year, so we can go back and hopefully get video and pictures of, you know, maybe the castle will be in better fall conditions at that point. So what we ended up doing is ultimately we decided to just head on out, and we stopped in Koblenz for lunch and then came back home. Here we are. I will say, if you've made it this far into the video, I really appreciate it. Maybe if you're watching this, consider dropping a like, maybe subscribe. I'm really hoping to do more of these videos along the way, you know, documenting more of our journey, and then also documenting my growth as a landscape photographer. I've got some other projects in mind too, and so like one of them is things we've only found here in Germany. There's plenty of other ideas I've got, and if you're interested in maybe seeing those, just stick around. But until then, I'll catch you in the next one. As promised earlier, here's a comparison of before edits and after the edits.